we are here. It's a new week. And with me today, with my two daughters, we have Maclean on my right hand side. We have Gift on my left hand side. Today, we are talking about the social environment. Social environment is made up of us, the people, and the things that may be in the homes around us that we may meet outside, but the immediate environment which helps us to be or to become a society. What I have noticed is that in our social environment, it is increasingly becoming unsafe. Why? I want to pick just one aspect of it. There is, for example, a lot of violence. Violence in the homes, violence on the roads, violence in schools when they were still open, and even now, even if we are under lockdown, when you talk or communicate with people, you ask some children, there is now violence inside us. Yet we want to talk about the safe environment, a safe person. You see us wearing masks here, a refreshed person, and an engaged person. And these three attributes, which we need to succeed in our daily lives to begin with, but also in our careers in future. We get them if we have a safe social environment, much as the other physical environment must also be safe or accommodating. Now, safe, refreshed, and engaged is the title of this pamphlet or booklet, a collection of children's stories, children's drawing, children's thoughts that we want to discuss today. Now, why do we want a safe environment? Why do we want to be refreshed? Why do we want to stay engaged? In order for us to be as we are, so that when you see me, I'm there. To be means that you are there physically, but you are also there mentally, morally, and also emotionally. So to be. We also want to, once you are, it's very easy for you to do. To do with your hands, to do with your mind, that is to think and imagine creatively and maybe draw or write down things for others to share, but also doing. When you can physically move about in movement, like when we dance, we do. Like when we dig, we do. When we cook, we are doing. And of course, you cannot do just purposelessly like that. We become, we do in life in order to live, first of all, as ourselves, but also live or run to live with the others. That's what makes a society, and that's what will make a social environment that is enabling us to progress with our dreams, with our lives in future. So if you're a young child and you're watching us, this is what we want to talk about today. Now I will call upon each of my daughters to explain to us, because we are using an example of a play, the rat trap. And we are lucky that these daughters here took part. One of them, Maclean, was physically engaged. What part did you take in the rat trap? Maybe you can read it from where we wrote it down here and explain to us.
A message in a rat trap. Mr. Rat and his family are in trouble with Master, the owner of the house they stay. They have destroyed many of his things, books, clothes, and foodstuffs. Above all, make noise for him in his sleep. Master uses an old rat trap to kill them without success. He decides to go to the shop to buy the new rat trap machine. He leaves the rat trap set just in case. Mr. Rat has seen all Master's action and heard his plans. Once Master leaves the house, Mr. Rat comes out to bet his next move. Just then his friends, Bull, Mrs. God, and Mr. Bob come along. Mr. Rat asks for their help, but they refuse. Soon Master comes back. The trap snaps. He pushes his hand under the chair to hit the trap and is bitten by a snake. His situation gets worse by the minute. He instructs his wife to slaughter all his animals to feast in case he dies. The lesson: nothing can replace human life. Helping others even when they have annoyed or been bad to us in empathy.
So thank you, Madeline, for reading the summary of this story, the rat trap. So what lesson do we get from there?
Nothing can replace human life. Helping others even when they have annoyed or been bad to us is a virtue.
Yes, helping others even when they have annoyed us or been bad to us is a virtue. In other words, it is a good thing to help people. Now that one, as we help people, it means we have actually learned also to live. You cannot help another person when you are not alive, but it also means that you have learned to live with others. So, Gift, can you tell us about living with others?
Learning to live with others. God was wise. He made us in His own image, but gave us different gifts and abilities. We cannot all be the same. If we were, the world would be a very boring place and not interesting to live in. For example, there would be very few or no new innovation because we will all be thinking the same things in the same way and doing same or similar things. However, God wants us to recognize, respect, and manage our differences well. He gets hurt when we quarrel and fight because of them. Sometimes we fail to agree or even get annoyed with our friends and relatives. That does not mean that we should stop loving and caring for them. We should look for the good things in them and help them to overcome their weaknesses. If they can't change, dedicate them to God. He knows all of us better. Avoid quarrels and fights. Keep away from quarrelsome people. Let's try to live well with one another. That way, God will be pleased with us and bless our lives richly.
And thank you very much for that advice, that piece of advice. Now, our theme, safe, refreshed, engaged. I want us to take a closer look at this picture on page 3. When you look at those children, look at their eyes, look at their faces, look at the emotions coming out of them. What do they tell us? That they are safe, that they are
Refreshed
and engaged. This is what society should be. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.